Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Bo Chen.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Ven Chan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you a part of A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Third, Golden Thread.
S.
L.
A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Third, Golden Thread. Charles Dickens. Chap. 10 The Substance of the Shadow, Sec. 2. The rest was open to the ridge of the tiled roof, and there were beams across. Hay and straw was stored in that portion of the place, fagots for firing, and a heap of apples in sand. I had to pass through that part to get at the other. My memory is circumstantial and unshaken. I try it with these details, and I see them all. In this my cell in the Bastille, near the close of the 10th year of my captivity, as I saw them all that night. On some hay on the ground was a cushion thrown under his edge. Lay a handsome peasant boy, a boy of not more than 17 at the most. He lay on his back, with his teeth set, his right hand clenched on his breast, and his glaring eyes looking straight upward. I could not see where his wound was, as I kneeled on one knee over him. But I could see that he was dying of a wound from a sharp point. I am a doctor, my poor fellow, said I. I do not want it examined, he answered. It was under his hand, and I signaled him to let me move his hand away. The wound was a sore thrust, received from 20 to 24 hours before, but no skull could have saved him if it had been looked to without delay. He was then dying fast. As I turned my eyes to the elder brother, I saw him looking down at this handsome boy whose life was ebbing out, as if he were a wounded bird, or hare, or rabbit. Not at all as if he were a fellow creature. How has this been done, monsieur? Said I. A crazed young coming dog. A serf. There was no touch of pity, sorrow, or kindred humanity in this answer. The speaker seemed to acknowledge that it was inconvenient to have that different order of creature dying there, and that it would have been better if he had died in the usual obscure routine of his vermin kind. He was quite incapable of any compassionate feeling about the boy, or about his fate. The boy's eyes had slowly moved to him as he had spoken, and they now slowly moved to me. Doctor, they are very proud, these nobles. But we common dogs are proud too. Sometimes. They plunge us, outrage us, beat us, kill us, but we have a little pride left. Sometimes. The shrieks and the cries were audible there, though subdued by the distance. He referred to them as if she were lying in our presence. She is my sister, Doctor. They have had their shameful rights. These nobles, in the modesty and virtue of our sisters, many years, but we have had good girls among us. I know it, and have heard my father say so. She was a good girl. She was betrothed to a good young man, to a tenant of his. We were all tenants of his, that man's who stands there. It was with the greatest difficulty that the boy gathered bodily force to speak. But his spirit spoke with a dreadful emphasis. I had never before seen the sense of being oppressed, bursting forth like a fire. I had supposed that it must be latent in the people somewhere. But I had never seen it break out until I saw it in the dying boy. Nevertheless, Doctor, my sister married. He was ailing at that time, poor fellow, and she married her lover, that she might tend and comfort him in her cottage or ducat, as that man will call it. She had not been married many weeks when that man's brother saw her and admired her, and asked that man to lend her to him for what our husbands among us. He was willing enough, but my sister was good and virtuous, and hated his brother with a hatred as strong as mine. The boy's eyes, which had been fixed on mine, slowly turned to the look on, and I saw in the two faces that all he said was true. The two opposing kinds of pride confronting one another. I can see, even in this Bastille, the gentleman's all negligent indifference, the peasant's all trodden down sentiment and passionate revenge. You know, Doctor, that it is among the rights of these nobles to harness this coming Dosta carts and drive us. They so harnessed him and drove him. You know that it is among their rights to keep us in their grounds all night, quieting the frogs, in order that their noble sleep may not be disturbed. They kept him out in the unwholesome mist at night, and ordered him back into his harness in the day. But he was not persuaded. Though nothing human could have held life in the boy but his determination to tell all. His wrong. He forced back the gathering shadows of death, as he forced his clenched right hand to remain clenched, and to cover his wound. Then, with that man's permission and even with his aid, his brother took her away. In spite of what I know she must have told his brother and what that is. Will not be long unknown to you. Doctor. If it is now how his brother took her away for his pleasure and diversion. For a little while. I saw her pass me on the road. When I took the tidings home, our father's heart burst. He never spoke one of the words that filled it. I took my young sister, for I have another, to a place beyond the reach of this man. And well, at least, she will never be his vassal. And I tracked the brother here, and last night clenched in a common dog, but sword in hand. Where is the loft window? The room was darkening to his sight. The world was narrowing around him. I glanced about me, and saw that the hay and straw were trampled over the floor, as if there had been a struggle. She heard me. And Brennan. I told her not to come near us till he was dead. He came in and first tossed me some pieces of money, then struck at me with a whip. But I, though a common dog, so struck at him as to make him draw. Let him break into as many pieces as he will. The sword that he stained with my coming blood. My glance had fallen, but a few moments before, on the fragments of a broken sword, lying among the hay. That weapon was a gentleman's. In another place lay an old sword that seemed to have been a soldier's. And left me out. Doctor. To be continued.